Well, the next term that we are going to get introduced with is, of course, in continuation with narrative itself, is narratology. Narratology is a kind of study of narrative structure in literary criticism or literary theory. So it is the study of narrative structure. Narratology looks at what narratives have in common. We already got introduced with narratives. Narratives are stories being told or the storytelling process. Excuse me. So narratology looks at what narratives have in common and what makes one different from another. Means what makes one story different from another story. It looks at the common elements. So it is a theoretical study of narrative structures and ways of meaning. Narratology is a theoretical study of narrative structures and the ways of meaning being conveyed through that narrative. And narratology is, a very common branch, in literary theory. Major literary theories have a branch of study, which is known as narratology. And it attempts to analyze what is typical of narrative as a genre or micro genre or a text type, as a drama, as a tragedy, as a comedy, or as a novel, okay, as an epic. So it tries to understand what is typical of that narrative. Typical means having common qualities. In contrast to means how it is different from description, instruction, argumentation, etc. Means in day-to-day life we have other texts as well which describe something, which are meant for instructing people, which are meant for putting forth the argumentation, political, etc. How this is different? What is typical about it? Typical means you might be knowing, when we utter the word bird, typical picture of the bird comes in your mind. Penguin will not come in your mind. Penguin cannot be categorized under the category of birds, or fish cannot be categorized. So whatever comes in your mind is typicality. So that is called a prototype. So it has got its typical features. For example, a bird has a beak, wings, and it flies. So all these are the typical characteristics or features which make us to call a particular animal as bird. So similarly, what makes a narrative? How that text is different from description, instruction, and argumentation. Why to call it a narrative itself? Or it tries to understand it in contrast to drama or the lyric in the context of literary studies. How a novel, a fiction, a narrative is different from a drama, which is the stage performance, or the lyric, a poem. Uh, you can understand it in the context of structuralism and semiotics. I am sure that you are well known with the term structuralism now, which was introduced by the Swiss linguist Ferdinand de Saussure, and semiotics. Structuralism is the study of language, and its structure. And semiotics is the study of what we call symbols, signs, etc. And like structuralism and semiotics, narratology, of course, narratology has its origin in structuralism and semiotics. It is derived from these fields. Like them, narratology is based on the idea of a common literary language or a universal pattern of codes that operates within the text of a work. There is the universal pattern. In the context of language, you might be knowing Chomsky, who is the American linguist, was of the opinion that every language has common structure, which he referred to as the universal structure. And he came up with the universal grammar. So every language has subject, object, verb, etc. So there is a universal pattern, and in every language there is there are different levels on which the language functions. Means there is a phonological level, morphological level, syntactic level, semantic level, etc. Every language has these features. Means you cannot say that a particular language does not have sounds or words or sentences. So this is a universal pattern of course. Language is the arrangement of codes. It is, you might be knowing what is language. You must have studied some of the features of language, characteristics of language. So similarly, every narrative has its universal pattern of course, and this pattern operates within the text of a work. Structure, every language has a structure. Similarly, every narrative has its own universal pattern of codes, and that operates, that functions within that text of a work. So narratology is a theoretical starting point in the fact that narratives are found and communicated through a wide variety of media. They can be communicated through oral and written languages, gestures and music, mime, for example. Mime is an example of narratology. Narrative. Music can also narrate something. So these are different media, variety of media. And it also believed that the same narrative can be seen in many different forms. So you can have a story in the form of musical composition. You can have a story in the form of a mime without talking, only gestures are used. And the development of this particular body, this branch of theory, and its corresponding terminology got momentum in the 20th century, mid 20th century. Accelerated means no, it came to be widely used in mid 20th century, and the foundations of narratology were laid in the books like Vladimir Prop's Morphologia Skaziki and Morphology of the Folk. That is the translation of that particular work. It is the Russian, word title, and it is translated into English as Morphology of the Folktale. And this work created a model for folktales based on 7 spheres of action and 31 functions of narrative. He talks about those things. We are not going detail, just we are seeing the examples. Further, in structuralism, there is a famous anthropologist, French anthropologist, Claude Lévi-Strauss. In his work, Anthropologie Structurelle, that is a French title, and the English title is Structural Anthropology, outlined a grammar of mythology. And another contributor to this particular field, body of theory, is A.J. Gremia's semantic structural, means structural semantics. Again, this is a French work. And this work proposed a system of 6 structural units called actants. And then Todorow's Grammaire du Decameron, the German writer, the Grammar of Decameron, introduced the term narratology. So these are some of the examples that we talk about. Even in Gerard Genet's work, such as In Figure Third, okay, the translation is narrative discourse and novel discourse, the receipt means narrative discourse and revisited by Gerard Genet, again the French author, codified a system of analysis that examined both the actual narration and the act of narrating as they existed apart from the story or the content. And even other influential theorists include Rolla Barthes, Claude Bermond, Gerald Prince, and Seymour Chapman and Mick Ball. Of course, these are the contributors. The main thing that you needed to understand is about narratology. We have discussed about it. Well, with these words, I would like to stop here.